And welcome everyone as we delve again once more in the next period of our Heroic Imagination Project. As we look back at the origins of the first live stream for Paul Unslaved, this is a test of the emergency broadcast system. Please stand by. A testament to the origins of the haters in chat. Please enjoy.
Oh man, you're like coming in loud and clear. Let's get into it, man. So, what do you think? I mean, should I be on here calling out a filthy slave exactly as they are, telling me that I have no value because they work and punch a clock and pay taxes, even though they're watching me get paid to just speak? Does that make any sense to you? Like, shouldn't if anything, somebody who's involved in that system want me to do well and succeed and be empowered and get paid to speak so they can exit the system as well? Or are they just too far gone in their slavehood to even see what I'm talking about?
Well, cigarettes are slavery, right? Cigarettes are slavery. But what about the word servant? I mean, has the word servant just been eliminated and everything is slave now?
Well, that's the question, right? I mean, if you're not in service of the Most High and conscience, if you're not in service of truth, if you're not seeking truth and embodying it, if you're making judgments and you're calling people out on behavior and actions that create value for others while you yourself are a follower, I mean, who and what are you serving is the question, right? And I would say the God of this world. I like to answer my own questions. It's what I do here, but you can go ahead and give me an answer.
Answer your own questions by all means. That's the beauty of slavery these days, in this day and age, modern day slavery I'm talking about, of course. But I mean, is there a difference between serving the cigarette, or being the servant to the cigarette, or being a slave to the cigarette, right? Because I mean, I think that, well, the people have a lot of different views on this. It's hard to really.
The people or people?
The people have a lot of views on this. The people are fickle. The people change their mind like real quick. It's really hard to get an exact opinion from the people, right?
Because you can't get them all in one room, is what I find. It's hard to get them all in one room.
It's hard to get them all in one room.
Yeah.
At one time. I mean, at one time, there were like 54 people in a room. It's been said, or something, or however many there were that supposedly signed the Constitution. How many were there in that room?
I don't remember the numeration. What I can tell you is that
one of them had a big Hancock, which is not the same as a big presser, but it's still a big Hancock, nevertheless.
Similar, but not the same. I kind of see where you're going there. As we know, all value in the commercial world is generated from the people, right? And that's where the signatory comes in, the signatures, right? Generating bonds and trust. So again, let me refocus you a little bit, because you have an amazing mind that tends to just want to work from the cosmic perspective. So let me just kind of refocus you. So is it okay to call people out and call them filthy, disgusting slaves, or is that frowned upon as far as people are concerned, right? Like, is that something that makes me that detracts from my character?
And so we have the origins of his very own piqued interest of whether what he's doing is true, correct, right, wrong, bad, indifferent, whatever. And it's, again, he's looking for somebody else's opinions. And the ones that match with the higher order of righteousness and justice and fairness and equity are generally going to be the ones that are going to serve the people what their true inherent desires or needs are. This is what I find interesting about Paul. He's about 35 years ahead of me.
Well, I mean, calling the people out, right? Are you trying to get fame and fortune still?
Well, absolutely. I mean, isn't that what we're all doing on here? Like, we know one of the principal values in America is fame, fortune, likes, and views, and currying favor with the public, right? Until eventually you lose your mind and go, insane on the drugs and crash and burn. But up until then, it's a really good ride. So that's one of the core value systems of American principles and culture nowadays. So of course I'm interested in that part. Go on.
But what I will stress here again is that, as he's mentioned several times, it's based on principles first, and then you get the respect, and then you get the wealth and the fame and the glory, or whatever you want to call it, your 15 minutes, your familiarity, the stardom and all of that.
So, I mean, currying favor with the public or the people, right? And simultaneously calling the people out for being filthy slaves, might throw a monkey wrench in the algorithm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But again, I assert he's already knowing of that. He's already telling you he's not interested in the numbers. Those will come. He's interested in the principles. Principles first and foremost.
It might, right? But it's tough to say exactly how the people will react at any given time, right? The people are really fickle.
With that, I'll agree. The people are very fickle. They're very fickle because they're silver spoon-fed types that think that this modern world that we have with all these conveniences, that they deserve it. When in fact what they've done is they've given up their responsibilities for convenience and comforts of that technology. Because if you maintained your responsibilities, then you wouldn't let anything placate that it has a greater power or a greater value than you and your family. Pure and simple. Again, the principal foundation. And with that, folks, we've come to the end of our next segment. We hope you will join us again in our next portion of our project, Heroic Imagination Project. Meantime, keep your egos to yourself. May God bless you. Have a good night. Bye now.